Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to practice an upper body strength and mobility flow. So I recommend that you have one block or a book. I have a little bit of a heavier block so that we can have a little bit of weight for some of our shoulder movements. So let's get started. We're going to come onto the back here. And feel free to keep the knees bent or straighten the legs. You're just going to lie down and just take a few moments to notice how it is that you're feeling, especially any sensation happening in the upper body. So maybe the chest, the fronts of the shoulders, the back. And so really just creating emphasis in our practice today on these areas of the upper body. So we're going to start with the neck muscles here. So sometimes when the neck feels tight or tense, it's not necessarily that we need to keep stretching out the muscles, but sometimes we need to wake those muscles up. So what you're going to do is just relax the arms long by the sides of your body. You're going to start to lengthen the back of your neck by tucking the chin in towards the chest. And then you're going to lift your head and just start to look at your toes. Keep tucking the chin in towards the chest. And then we'll lower the head back down. Keep going at your own pace here. So you should start to feel the muscles in the front of your neck flexors. Keep tucking the chin in towards the chest as you lift. And your abdominals will kick in, but more as a secondary thing. So without necessarily trying to contract the abs, your core will just kind of light up. Now let's add on here. So we're going to lift the head. You're going to look over to the right, over to the left, back to center, and then head back down. So just doing that a few times at your own pace. Tuck the chin, lift, look over to the right, look over to the left, back to center, and then head back down. Let's do one more cycle. Lift, relax the shoulders, over to the right, over to the left, center, and then back down. So now what we're going to do, bend the knees, place the soles of your feet onto the floor, and just lightly tuck your pelvis, just so that we're imprinting the low back into the floor. Try to take your low ribs and press them into the floor at the same time, and take your front ribs and just point them down towards your hip bones. We're going to take the arms into a cactus position. So now we're just going to add some isometric holding to light up the muscles in the upper back especially. So all I want you to do here with your arms in this cactus, and if for some reason the elbows hover, if you're dealing with any injury issue or anything, just be really mindful of that. You can maybe place a block underneath of the arms. So what you're going to do here is press the whole back of the arms into the floor. So I want you to press your fingernails, your elbows, your biceps, your back. And we're trying not to arch the back here. So trying to press your low back, your back ribs, and maybe even the back of your head, continuing to strengthen the muscles in the neck. And I would say to push about maybe 60% of your effort. So try not to max out here and over fatigue the muscles. Just feeling a little bit of sensation and a little bit of wake up here. And then we're going to do the opposite now. You're going to hover the arms about 2-3 inches from the floor. And now we're getting into the fronts of the shoulders, the fronts of the chest. And this is a nice isometric movement I learned from one of my favorite movement educators, Catherine Bruni-Young. She's the founder of Mindful Strength. And I really love how she adds sneaky, subtle strength into the practice. And then let's lower the arms back down, and we'll push the arms into the floor. So just going back to that first isometric hold. So nothing is moving here, we're just pushing. Press the back of your fingers, your elbows, try not to flare those ribs. And then let's hover the arms again, just starting to light up the fronts of the shoulders and the chest. Staying with a natural nostril breath. And see if you can breathe into the belly, the sides of your waist, your low back. So feeling that whole core stabilizing breath. And then last set here, let's press the arms into the floor. Lighting up the muscles in the upper back. Feeling that great sensation. And then let's hover here. And then just gently relax the arms for a moment. And we're just going to windshield wipe the knees a little bit from side to side. And just notice any sensation in the upper back here. Great. Let's come back to center. So you're going to keep the arms a little bit more relaxed here for this one, but still you're going to tuck your pelvis, lightly imprint the low back into the floor. Try to draw your low ribs down. So for the next movement, we want to find the isolation through the shoulders and the upper back. So you're going to try to keep the arms on the floor and very slowly start to straighten the arms overhead. And if they hover, that's totally fine, depending on your range of motion. Maybe you try to tap your thumbs, and then very slowly start to re-bend the elbows. Back into that goalpost or cactus position. And then we'll straighten the arms. So it's almost like a snow angel here. And just letting your shoulder blades move with the arms. Finding that nice externally rotated shoulder. So just adding some nice movement. Before we add bigger global movements into the body, we want to prep these parts. Small parts. Keep tucking the pelvis. Keep drawing your low ribs down. And I can feel this in my core muscles as well. Great. Let's gently release. So we're going to scoot onto the left hip. You're going to take your right leg and just cross it over the left, just so that we're locking out through the lumbar spine here. So what you're going to do is take your left hand and just place it on the outer right knee and thigh. And then we're going to do one of my favorite thoracic mobility exercises. Open book is what it's called. You're going to reach the right arm forward, and you can let your head and neck move with you. And then you're going to start to pull the arm back. Open the arm out to the side. Maybe you touch the floor, squeezing the back of that right shoulder blade, and then revolve and reach forward. Really reach, so we want to protract through the right shoulder, meaning shoulder goes away from the midline, and then we want to pull it back. So having the knees crossed and the hand on the outer knee thigh is just going to prevent you from moving through the lumbar spine and focusing on that rotation of your upper back. So just going at your own pace, getting a little bit of cervical spine rotation as well. Nice little stretch for the chest. And then the next time your right arm is behind you, you're going to take the arm into a half cactus. And you're going to let the arm hover here. So instead of having the arm on the floor, we're allowing the arm to hover. You're going to straighten the arm overhead. And I want you to imagine that you're pulling. So imagine you're pulling on a resistance band, and you're going to start to pull and bend the elbow. And squeeze the muscles under the armpits. So getting into the lats and the serratus, drawing the elbow all the way down. And then slowly start to straighten the arm. Imagine you're grabbing onto that band. And you're going to pull down. So just going here at your own pace. Trying to breathe into the belly, the sides of your waist. So really feeling that resistance. Let's do one more here. And then gently release. Let's shift and go to the other side. So I'm going to face away from you so you can kind of see what's happening even more with my shoulder blade. Left leg crosses over right, scoot onto the right hip. Take your right hand to the outer left knee thigh. We're going to reach that arm forward, really reaching out of the shoulder, and then start to draw the arm back. Squeeze behind the left shoulder blade, reach the left arm out to the side, hover or tap the floor, and then start to reach forward. So just finding that upper back mobility. You should feel nice and good here. One of my favorite movements for sure. And then the next time the arm is behind you, we'll settle into that half cactus position. So the arm is still externally rotated, squeezing the back of your left shoulder. Let's straighten the arm. Imagine you're grabbing onto that resistance band, and then slowly start to pull, pull, squeeze. And then straighten the arm. And then we'll pull. Feeling all those great muscles that allow us to pull here. As much as we push, we have to pull. And majority of life is front side, so I try to make a conscious effort to add these amazing pull exercises into a lot of the classes. especially upper body strength. Great. Let's gently release. Hug the knees into the chest for a moment if that feels good. Maybe add a gentle sway if you want to tuck your chin and lift the head, just rounding the back here a little bit. And then we're going to come all the way up to stand. So take your time in any way that feels good. So now that we've kind of prepped up these shoulder muscles, back muscles, we'll turn it into more of a flow here, a little bit more dynamic movement. So coming to the top of the mat, feet about hips distance apart, let's reach the arms up, so going for that overhead flexion of the shoulders, and then soft bend through the knees, hinge from the hips, and fold over the thighs. From here, we're going to step back to downward facing dog. So maybe just pedaling it out through the legs, bending one knee at a time, and just notice any differences in the shoulders. And I'm not too particular with your shoulder alignment here, as long as it feels good. And then from here, let's start to pull forward to high plank. So in high plank, gravity is going to want to pull you to the floor. You want to really press up against gravity. So pull your sternum forward. Imagine you're trying to slide the heels of your hands towards your toes. So you should feel muscles under the armpits, shoulders apart in protraction. Squeeze your glutes, and then we'll push the floor away. Downward facing dog. Let's do that 2 more times. Pull the body forward, high plank. Press the floor away, separate your shoulders, and then press back. Downward facing dog. Pull forward, high plank. Pause here. Knees can be up or down. You're going to take your right hand and tap it over to the outer left hand. And then come back to center. Left hand crosses and lightly taps. So what this is doing is just activating your serratus, muscles under the armpits, and doing the best that you can to try not to move the rest of your body. It's really hard not to, but we're doing the best that we can. We'll come back to center. We'll press back to downward facing dog. Just take a moment here. And then we'll pull forward high plank. Keep the upper body where it is. Let's just start to lower the knees. And then we'll sit back to the heels. So coming into a bit of a child's pose, keep the toes tucked under so you get a nice stretch in the bottoms of your feet. And then, so you want to keep your lower half heavy here. We're going to focus on pushing and pulling through the shoulder joints. So you're going to press your palms firmly into the floor. Start to pull the heels of your hands towards your body without moving the hands. You're going to start to pull forward. Baby plank. Tuck the pelvis, squeeze the bum. And then same thing, different. You're going to push the floor away. Come back to child's pose. Very subtle, lower body's heavy. Press the palms into the floor. It's like an isometric pull here. Come forward. And then press. Press, 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 press as much as you can. Use the strongest part of your hands, the heels here, to press back. Let's do one more. Pull. So sliding the heels of the hands towards the body without moving the hands. And then push. Push, 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 push. Great. And then we're going to add on here. So as you pull forward, let's reach the right arm forward to an arm reach. Thumb turns up, external rotation through the shoulder, And we're pushing the floor away with that left arm. So we're trying not to collapse in the shoulder. And this is going to throw you off center. That's the whole point. Right hand down, push back. When you're ready, again with that pull forward, baby plank. Left arm reaches forward, push the floor away with the right. Left hand comes down, press back. Let's do a couple more cycles here. Trying to make it nice and fluid and controlled. So just, again, adding some variety to the shoulders. Let's do one more, and then we'll progress. So sitting back to child's pose, we're going to pull the body forward and then lower onto the belly. So placing your hands in any comfortable position that feels good. We're going to set the shoulders first before we press back up. So the shoulders are going to go down, and then we're going to retract and squeeze the blades together so that we can involve the backside with the front. You're going to plant your palms onto the floor and then push back to baby plank, press back to child's pose. So now we're just adding a nice push up. Pull forward, baby plank, lower onto the belly, set the hands, set the shoulders, push up. Just go here at your own pace. Nice and slow. If you need to take a break, rest in child's pose. Hand position, shoulders down and together. Push. Press back. The next time you're on your belly, you're going to stay. So let's draw the arms into atlas or cactus or goalpost, whatever you like to call it. We're going to press down through the tops of the feet. You're going to push your pubic bone into the floor, tucking your pelvis, squeezing your bum. And we're not worried about super extended spine here. We want to target the back. So what you're going to do, shoulders are going to be down. You're going to pull the shoulders together, and you're going to lift the arms. So it's not about how much you can lift your chest here. It's more about getting those muscles that run along the thoracic spine. And then slowly lower the arms, shoulders down and together. Lift and squeeze. Slowly lower, lift and squeeze. Let's do two more. The next one we're going to hold. Shoulders down, squeeze the blades together, tuck the chin, and then gently release. Let's press to all fours, and we'll take some cat and cow. So when you're ready, just pressing the floor away, tucking the chin, let's round the back here into flexion. And then when you're ready, start to pull your sternum forward, squeeze the shoulders together, and then we'll start to round the spine. So just moving here at your own pace. massaging through the spine, the shoulders. And then we'll find a neutral spine, take the hands forward and wide, and we'll press back to downward facing dog. And from here, when you're ready, just coming to the middle or the top of your mat, fold over the thighs, soft bend through the knees, relax your upper body here, and then we'll start to press down through the heels, tuck your pelvis, very slowly start to peel up, 1 inch at a time, coming all the way up to stand. Let's reach the arms up. Soft bend through the knees, hinge from the hips, and fold over the thighs. Again, downward facing dog. Let's start to pull forward, plank, push the floor away, pull your sternum forward, and then press back, downward facing dog. 2 more just like that. Pull forward, high plank. Try to pull the heels of your hands to your feet. Separate your shoulders. Push the floor away. Downward facing dog. 1 more. Let's pull the body forward, high plank. Knees up or down. We're going to come into those serratus taps. Right hand taps under and across towards the left. Right hand back down. Left. Taps. Tap. Doing the best that you can not to move your hips. Not to say they're not going to move. Mine are moving. Keep pressing the floor away. And then downward facing dog. Let's pull forward, high plank. Keep the upper body where it is. Lower the knees. Press back to child's pose. Legs are heavy. You're going to start to pull the heels of your hands towards the body as you come forward. Baby plank. And then press the floor away. Sit back. So just coming into those very slow, controlled, active rocks. The shoulders should start to feel nice and energized, nice and awake. Let's add on with the arm reach, left or right, thumb up, and you're trying to reach the arm as high as you can, getting into that overhead flexion. Push the floor away with the opposite hand. Hand comes back down, and then we'll press the body back. Again, pull forward, reach, hand comes down, press the body back. Just going here at your own pace, your own breath. Great. And then we'll press back to child's pose. Let's add those push-ups. Pulling the body forward, baby plank, lower onto the belly. Take your hands into any comfortable position. Shoulders down, shoulders together. Tuck the chin, push up, sit back. Let's do a few more of those. And we're doing the best that we can to lower and lift, chest, belly, thighs. Set the shoulders, push the floor away, sit back. As you lower, about halfway, start to squeeze the shoulder blades together. So finding a nice balance between front and back of the body, really important here, guys. The next time you're on your belly, we'll stay. We'll take the arms into those goal pose. Tuck the pelvis, squeeze your bum. Don't worry about how high you lift the chest. We're focusing on upper back. Lift. And then slowly lower. Squeeze and lift. Slowly lower. Couple more. Lift and hold. Shoulders down, together. And then let's gently release. Let's press to all fours. So we're going to come into those reaching forward arms, but we're going to add a little bit of dynamic rotation. So what we're going to do, all fours, try to keep your right hand down, keep pressing the floor away, try not to move your chest and your hips. You're going to reach the left arm forward. You're going to start to rotate the arm out to the side without moving anything. You're going to go back behind you into shoulder extension and internal rotation of the arm bone. Tap the fingers, reach back behind you in extension, and then try to open the shoulder back out to the side. Reach it forward, lower it back down. Okay, let's try that on the right. Forward, out to the side, like you're doing a big circle. Doesn't matter how high you take the arm either. Behind, extension, open, and back down. Keep going, alternating the arms. Just trying to bring some movement into those sticky shoulders. Nice and slow, nice and controlled. Some active mobility. Let's do one more. And then gently release. Great, so feel free to sit back for a moment, shake the fingers. I know we've done a lot on the hands. So we're going to come into a little bit of isolation on one side. So we're going to come into side plank. So taking your right hand down, let's extend the right leg, outer edge of the right foot. Take your left foot in front of you. So this is option number 2. If you really want to come onto that bottom knee, by all means. Taking the foot in front is just going to decrease the amount of load that you're putting on that single arm. So option 2, outer edge of the foot, you're pressing the floor away. So again, we try to not dip through the right shoulder here. You're going to push the floor away, feeling the lats serratus. And if you want to go further, you're going to stack the feet. Reach the left arm up, squeeze behind the left shoulder, Really pushing the floor away, squeezing your waist muscles on the right. Keep pressing the floor away. And then let's gently release. Great, take a moment. Let's come off the hand. Shake it out if you need to. And we'll go to the other side. So left hand is going to stay down. So either knee is down or you can extend. Outer edge of left foot. Start with the right foot in front. Feel it out in your shoulder. And if you have the control, the strength, straighten the legs. Reach the right arm up. And really press the floor away with that left arm. Feel the muscles contract under your armpit, your ribs. Squeeze your bum. Couple more breaths. And then from here, if you'd like, just pressing back to downward facing dog. When you're ready, coming to the middle or the top of the mat, fold over the thighs, take a moment. We'll press down through the heels, start to tuck your pelvis. Very slowly start to peel up, one piece at a time. Coming up to stand. Great, so grabbing your block here or your book. So now that the shoulders are nice and prepped, we're going to come into a little bit of a fun exercise called the teacup, which is a mobility exercise for the shoulder. So taking your block into your right hand, try not to grip the block, just keep it nice and lightly placed on the palm. You're going to start to turn the arm inward towards the body. Let your body move around the block. And then you're going to internally rotate the shoulder, sweep it up and around, and then we end back in that first position. Show you again. And it might take a little while to kind of figure it out. The block might fall or the book might fall. That's totally fine. Try to allow your body to move around with it. And if you need to slow it down, you slow it down. And then let's change the direction. So we're going to go down. We're going to start to draw it in underneath and then back to center. I'm letting my body move with it. And then let's gently release. We'll switch hands. Palm faces up, external rotation through the arm. You're going to start to draw it in towards the body. Feels absolutely amazing in the shoulders. Let's change the direction. And this is the part that really gets me. And then let's gently release. So let's just have a seat here. Nice and cross-legged. We'll take the hands and just rest them comfortably onto the knees and the thighs. And then from here, let's lift the shoulders up to the ears. Pull the shoulders behind you, but keep them up. Lower the shoulders down. Keep them down as you pull them forward. Go forward and up and back, down, squeeze. Let's do one more in this direction. Squeezing the muscles around the neck. Keep the shoulders down and back. Go back and up. Go forward and up. And then forward and down. Pull them back and down. Go back and up. Let's do a couple more in this rotation. Just adding a little bit of muscle to some movement. So if there's any other shapes that you require after a practice like this, feel free to take as much time as you need to play. If you want to come back into more of that teacup exercise, feel free. It's a great one to get the party started. So other than that, Shavasana, final Shavasana, take about 5 to 10 minutes of relaxation. And I hope that you're feeling amazing in your upper body, relaxed, a little bit more tense-free, and I can't wait to practice with you again soon. Have a nice day.